Hey there, VC. It's Mark here. Going to do a quick video. I recently was able to meet up with Dr. Deadwax in Hamilton, Ontario, which is also my hometown, and didn't have much time to spend together. Our visit was just for the weekend. My wife and I visiting her parents, and so there really wasn't a lot of time. But I managed to get away for a couple hours, and I went to Mark's house and sat and visited for a bit, and then we went out record shopping. Didn't really have much time for that though, but we managed to get a couple things. But on my visit with him, he let me in on a little, it's not really a secret, but I never heard of it before, but now that I know about it, I've done some further investigation into it, and there's quite a few others who know about it, and there's a couple other videos as well. I'll attach the links onto this video. And it's the best way possible, like the best way and the most economical way that you can clean your stylus. And why should you do that? Well, for the obvious reasons. When you get the stylus buildup of and it's not just dust, it's also vinyl particles from your record, because wherever there's friction involved, where in this case there's friction with the stylus contact with your record, there's always going to be some wear. So what happens is the vinyl molecules from your record that get worn off get attached to the stylus, and what that in turn does, it'll cause the stylus to wear faster, and plus your records to wear faster as well. So the method that Mark showed me for cleaning your stylus, I never would have guessed that you could ever use this for doing that. And all you need is something that you can buy at your local grocery store in the cleaning section, and it costs you about between $2 and $3. And it'll last you if you look after it, and just, you don't need to look after it, but it'll last you for many, probably hundreds to thousands of cleanings. So really, it costs nothing really to give your stylus a really good cleaning, and that product is Mr. Clean Magic Eraser. Like I said, I've seen 2 other videos on this, and I've also researched it, and everyone who's commented on these videos is just amazed at how well this method works. And really, all you need to do, now the instructions on the box say to wet the sponge, but that's just for actual cleaning of walls and stuff like that. You don't wet the sponge for doing this. You use the sponge dry. And the sponge, this one comes with 2. And I've already cut a piece off, but 2 blocks like that. And what you want to do, and it cuts very easily with just a serrated knife. It's just cut a very thin wedge off the block, and these magic erasers are made up of extremely fine microscopic fibers, and the fibers, when you put your needle, your stylus into this, tend to grab the needle or the stylus from all angles, and so the actual motion of putting the stylus into it and lifting it out causes the friction need between the fibers and the stylus to actually pull all the contaminants off your stylus. And I have an actual little pocket microscope here that I use, got a little light on it, and it allows me, like I use this to check stylus wear on the styluses I have. But I've noticed that even brushing your stylus, repeatedly, look at it under here, you can still see stuff on that stylus, gunk on there, and tiny little fibers that just haven't come off. But once you've dipped your stylus into this, the tip of that stylus is so shiny and so clear, it's just like it's brand new again. And that's what you want to keep your stylus good for a very long time, and also to absolutely minimize the wear on your record albums. So the method that you would use to do this, I'm going to demonstrate right now. Okay, so here's what you do. You've cut your thin wedge from your Mr. Clean Magic Eraser. Now it needs to be thin enough so that there's still some clearance between the sponge and your stylus when your stylus is in the up position. Okay. If you make it too thick, then your stylus won't be able to clear it. It has to be able to clear it in order for you to start off. So all you need to do, and not all turntables are equipped so that the motor won't run with the arm in that position either. This one I can do that with. So this method may not work with some turntables, but I'll show you how this one works anyway. So just to clean the sponge, all you have to do is just hit your cueing lever, and you slowly drop the stylus into it, and then lift it up. And then you repeat this, you know, you can go 3 to 5, 6 times if you want, and just to get that extra. But you can see that because there's no brushing, there's no actual handling of the stylus, this method is very, very safe in that your chances of damaging the stylus are basically next to nothing. Really, there is no chance of damaging it as long as you're careful like this. Okay, so now that stylus is lifted up, and if you look at it if you have a small microscope or even a strong magnifying glass, you will see a huge difference. And I'm just amazed with how clean the stylus is after just doing that simple process. I've seen on a couple of the other videos too, people actually doing it by hand. You can do that, but you really have to have a steady hand. And in one video, he was actually putting it in and then pulling it forward very, very slightly. But you've got to be extremely careful if you're doing it that way, because these fibers, and once that stylus sinks into it, the fibers grip a hold of it. So any forward or sideways movement can potentially damage, rip your diamond right off the cantilever, or rip the whole cantilever out. You've got to be very, very careful if you're doing it by hand. But if you have the capability of doing it the first way I showed you, then you're well on your way to keeping that stylus for a very, very long time. So I hope this has been informative to some of you. I thought it was really cool, and I'll talk to you guys later. Take care.